OMG, welcome back to my channel. So excited that you are here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. It's Jody Dunn coming at you with another weekly video. I'm actually in the drive-through lane getting the family some ice cream. And thought I would film a quick intro. If you're new and you just found me, so happy that you are here. Would you please say hello to me and let me know that you are new? Right down there, I would love to welcome you to the channel and say hello back to you. And if you are already subscribed, thanks so much for coming back to another video. So this week's video, we're gonna be hard at work in the yard once again. I was working earlier today and filming and just got in the shower and didn't do a darn thing with my hair except for clean it. So it is what it is. And now I'm gonna treat myself with some dang ice cream. We're gonna be doing some yard cleanup, of course, but I'm also gonna be doing some stuff in my flower. I guess I have a flower garden now because I have some beautiful flowers. So I wanted to give you some updates, and I'm gonna be planting some new things today. So if you enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you so much. Let's get to some yard work. All right, wanted to give you an update on some flowers. I got 6 new dahlias from my mom's, and my plan was I was gonna plant them over here. But Hubs recently got some dirt to build up some areas around the house that really needed it. This area up here is really crooked anyways. I don't know, he's taking a long time, and I don't want to plant them. And then he's going to add dirt to here, and I don't know. I think this is the wrong dirt. It is full of rocks, and it is, once it gets wet, it is so gosh dang hard. So anyways, I got 6 dahlias that need to be planted, so let's go plant them. But before, I wanted to show you this because I'm so darn excited. Look at. Can you see the bud? Can you see the bud? I think it's gonna be getting a flower. Oh my gosh, I'm so darn excited. It's the only one that has a bud so far. All right, if you caught my video that I posted Friday, it was a bonus video. I filmed that. That's been like a week and a half ago. And it's already like the flowers trying to peek through. So you already saw that probably if you watched that video. Anyways, like I said, I got 6 dahlias from my mom with the intention to plant them on the side of the house because I don't have anything over there. And then Hub started with the dirt over there, and I was like, well, I can't leave these things in pots. It's already the end of July when I'm planting these. They should have been in the ground earlier. My mom already planted a whole bunch, and this is what she had extra. So anyways, I'm gonna plant these, and I got a little smart this time, and I'm using my root slayer to dig this out instead, since I just got the root slayer a few weeks ago, instead of using my little planter, because we have all kinds of weed barrier down here, which is just a pain to cut through, but the root slayer cut through it super duper easy. Last year in this area, we laid down a fabric, like a breathable type of weed barrier. That is not hard to cut through, but the previous homeowner had, it's all throughout my whole entire yard, this area and in my backyard. It's like a very, very thick plastic material. Like, it reminds me of a really heavy duty garbage bag, which I would imagine is probably not great for the soil. So whenever I see it, I try to pull it up. It's just a big pain in the butt to cut through, and I hate it. So anyways, the root slayer did cut through that way easier than my little garden tool does. So, you know, for weeks now, I've been working so hard to clean up my backyard and make my front yard beautiful. And by the time I get inside and I'm ready to settle in for the night, I just want to relax. And I'm not much of a TV watcher, as I have mentioned before. I do like to watch YouTube videos, but I also love to play games on my phone. And I want to give a big thank you to June's Journey for sponsoring today's video. If you've never heard of June's Journey, it is a hidden object mystery game where June is trying to solve the murder of her sister. Ever since I was a kid, I have always loved playing hidden object games. So I knew I was going to thoroughly enjoy June's Journey. But what I wasn't expecting, this is set back in the 1920s. I love that era. And the decor, you guys, it is so fantastic. It gives me so many decorating ideas. I love all the old pieces of furniture in this game. And I love the shopping aspect of the game as well, where I get to pick out different pieces of lawn furniture and furniture in the house. It is so much fun. And I love playing detective. So this game checks all of the boxes for me. So on any given night, you're going to find me in my favorite comfy chair after I've been hard at work in the yard, relaxing, playing June's Journey. Download June's Journey for free by clicking the link down in the description box or the one I put right in the pinned comment. June's Journey is available on Android and iOS mobile devices, or if you prefer, it's also available on PC through Facebook Games. Thank you again to June's Journey for sponsoring today's video. I'm back at planting my dahlias so that I can finish up and get back in the house and get to my next chapter of the game. So again, I know this is super duper late in the year to be planting these. Once I saw that one bud on there, I was like, I know my mom has more in the backyard that she just doesn't have room for. I'm just going to go grab 6 more of them and give them a home. And again, you already know my plan was a little bit different than putting them here, but whatever. I just made it work where I had room. I know they need lots of sun, so I can't plant them in my backyard. But the side of my house does get a fair amount of sun, so that's why I wanted to put them over there. But anyways, this area is just going to be full of flowers. Hopefully, they will all bloom. I'm hoping. The one showing the bud gave me lots of hope, and now I can see the flower peeking through, which is so darn exciting to me. I've had flowers in my yard for many years, but usually most of them are in hanging baskets and things. There is just a different kind of excitement for me personally when I plant something in the ground and it actually blooms. So this has just been a fun year for me. All right, we got them in. I just had to make do with what I have. I wanted to put them somewhere else, but this is just going to be a big, full, huge bed when they come in. OMG, that one is teeny, but it's in. This one is new and it's in. I finally planted the dang lilies. Let's see if they come up next year. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more here. So now we got a whole bunch of dahlias. I'm just waiting for them to bloom. I cannot wait. Some of mine are getting really big, like that one. Well, big to me. And this little baby guy, I keep on trying to figure out what I want to do, if I should dig it up or not dig it up. But the new shoots that are coming through look so healthy. I think I'm just going to leave him be for a little bit. All right. So let's hope. I'm so late to planting these. Maybe we'll have a month to enjoy the beautiful flowers, and I will be so incredibly grateful for that, because I know dahlias are so big and beautiful. So if I only get them, maybe end of August through September before we start getting cooler weather, I will be so happy. Thought I would give you the update while we're out here on my flowers. So, I moved this pot over here because I had it on the porch and some of the flowers were doing poorly. The grass has sprouted back up. I finally got some Gerber daisies that came back. I had to cut them all back because they all were like terrible. These ones have not sprouted back up, but these ones look gorgeous. My zinnias, thriving. And guess what? I got to experience for the first time since I'm now a flower and plant lady, Japanese beetles. Look what they are doing. I was watching a garden video and I bought those beetle bags, but I haven't hung them up yet. I know you got to hang them like away from the area. Because now I'm not seeing them. Is this the end of the season for Japanese beetles? I don't know. But dang, look at these zinnias. I bought them with one flower. With one flower. And they are thriving. And remember this sad little one that I had to replant? This one's taking off now as well. I can see lots of areas where new buds are coming. Okay, flower experts, I should say. So of course I deadhead all of my, I really need to get that one off right there. Anyways, I just came over here and I was going to deadhead this one. Oh, but then I noticed it is attached on the same stem. Am I even going to be able to, this new one right here is on the stem, right? I was going to pull this off. I don't want to pull it off because it's a new one. Do I just cut the very head of this off? I've been trying to cut them down as far as I can, and it's working because it's, sprouting. Like, I got to get that one off. But, look at all of these that are sprouting. So anyways, let me know on that. So there you go. There's my garden, my flower garden update. It is looking fantastic, and I cannot wait to see that dahlia right there grow a flower. I just sent the picture to my mom and she sent me back a picture. She goes, look what I got. She planted hers a few weeks before mine and she's got a big, huge purple flower on one of hers. All right, there you go. The flowers are looking gorgeous. All right, I might have to voice over this part because somebody behind me is doing some yard work. I don't know if you can hear me, but so y'all freaked me out a little bit. I was talking about leaving this eastern nightshade in this flower bed over here and got lots of comments about how nightshade is toxic and that it is a weed. And I was like, what the heck? And I'm new to all of this, so I appreciate all of that feedback. When I scan this on my app, it is not a weed and it is not toxic. I should have clarified that this is actually Eastern Enchanter's nightshade. And then, of course, I did a bunch of research on nightshade because there are tons of it that are toxic. But these ones have these cute, teeny little white flowers that pop up. Can you see them? I think I am going to pull it out, though, because the white flowers turn into these little, I don't know what they're called. Anyways, this does not have berries, this particular version of the nightshade. But I can remember having Gus, and these little sticky things would get stuck to his fur. So even though this isn't toxic for Clark, which he doesn't eat plants anyways, thank heavens, they'll get stuck to his fur. So I probably am going to pull these out. But just wanted to assure you, appreciate all your concern. Eastern Enchanter's nightshade is not toxic. So anyways, there you go. And look at these beauties over here. Look at these big old hostas. This one's getting flowers. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh, that one's getting flowers too. I just can't wait until this is all done and I can see these beauties in full view. Of course, I got something back here eating away. Heaven only knows. I have all kinds of wildlife in the woods, as my husband calls it. But they look beautiful. All right, it's time to tackle the scary area over here that's jam-packed with branches and stuff, and I don't know, there could be something living under there and my neighbor's doing yard work. So I'm gonna suit up and we're gonna tackle this. All right, here I go. I'm putting on my bee suit because I don't know what's living under there. And if you caught the video, we've already uncovered a yellow jacket nest in the yard, so there could be more. And so I'm just gonna be proactive just in case so that I don't get stung, because bee stings, wasp stings, they hurt like heck. And this is like a double functioning suit for me. Not only will it protect me in case I do happen to uncover another wasp hive, but it also helps to protect me from any potential poison ivy that I have been dealing with all summer long in my yard. So before I get to the scary area, I'm going to just start cutting through some of these the ground cover that I have, the vines, which are not weeds, that have been here since we moved in that I don't like anyways, and I'm just trying to get all of this up. And let me just tell you, on the day I was doing this, it was about 75 degrees, which is not terrible. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here in Michigan on the day I was doing this. Within about 15 minutes, this bee suit, it's hot. It is hot. And I reached a point where, you know how like when you're hungry and your stomach growls, and if you don't eat for a while, the hunger pains just go away. That's kind of the point I reached with this. I was sweating so bad. And then it kind of like subsided to where I got used to it after about 30 minutes. And I thought I wasn't sweating that bad. I have never sweat so much in my life. My clothes were literally sticking to me because they were soaking wet. So I do not recommend doing yard work in a bee suit unless it is necessary. And I did feel like it was necessary on this day because I really didn't know if I was going to uncover anything. I'm trying to use my root slayer to pull up as many roots as I can, and I was having a lot of challenges in some areas. Some areas it worked fantastic. And then, I finally realized after all these weeks of doing this yard work, I don't know why I didn't realize this before, but part of my problem with getting some of the roots up from some of these things that I'm trying to pull up is not the actual root of the item. It is the fact that my yard, I'm talking entire yard. You saw the clip where I showed you all of the trees in my yard. We have tree roots growing everywhere. We have tree roots growing through our grass, which is probably not a good thing. It could reach the house and cause some damage. I don't know which tree it's coming from, but I have tree roots sticking up in this area right here. And I think that's what I'm running into in some parts when I'm trying to get the root slayer in the ground and I can't even get it in the ground. It's from the dang actual tree roots from the 40 plus trees I have in my backyard. I wanted to share some information just in case maybe you are dealing with any similar issues to me where I have poison ivy in my backyard and I'm trying to get rid of it. I got flooded last week with just a ton of people commenting, giving me suggestions on hiring goats to eat the poison ivy. Because that is actually a real thing. But I don't think those people that are suggesting hiring goats actually know what it entails. So if you have poison ivy in your yard and you did not know, that is actually a real thing. You can hire goats because goats will eat poison ivy. Now, I found that out quite a few months ago. I saw a reel on Instagram, actually, and I was like, what the heck? Because I would love to have goats in my backyard. I love animals. That would just be super fun. So I Googled it, and there are a few companies in Michigan. And so I contacted one of them. And the first thing that this farm told me that hires out their goats to help clear up poison ivy is the goats will eat your poison ivy, but they will not kill your poison ivy. So the goats will eat any of the plant that is coming up. That doesn't get rid of poison ivy. If you have vines in the ground, like I do, the vines can sprout a plant at any given time. And the vines also carry the oil, which is the actual poison to our skin that makes us, some of us, break out really bad. Look at this big old log that I'm pulling out. Anyways, so they won't eat the vines. Not only that, it's not cheap to hire goats. And it's not like, you just call the farm and say, hey, I need some goats to come out and eat my poison ivy. And they come out and they're there for 2 hours and then they're gone. That's not how it works. They actually come and set up a fence in your yard. And the fence is an electric fence. They set it all up because they need to contain their goats, obviously. The goats would, depending on the area, stay in your yard anywhere from a couple of days to a couple of weeks. That's not feasible for somebody that has a dog the dog needs to be able to use the backyard. So that's not feasible to me. The goats will not eat any of my leaves that are old and have been sitting on the ground forever. So that's, I would basically be hiring them to eat any poison ivy plant that has sprouted. And again, they don't kill the actual poison ivy. So if you were ever wondering about hiring goats to clear up poison ivy, they will get the actual plant, but they will not get the vines. They will not kill it. They're not going to clean up your yard and eat all 5 years worth of leaves that you didn't rake up like me. Way cheaper for me to hire an actual poison ivy company, which is what I did, that actually sprays a chemical that will kill anything that they can see. My main issue is I have so much covering my ground that we can't see, and that is why I'm trying to clean up my yard. I was trying to get that tree out with the root slayer, but I'm trying to fight against this big evergreen branch that's coming out, and it was making it very challenging. I got this root out, but the other one, I just finally gave up and cut the dang tree down at the bottom. If you've been with me for a while, then you've gone through decluttering my house with me. I have my decluttering playlist linked down in the description box. If you're wanting to watch some decluttering videos, my house was filled with clutter. It took me almost a year to clean it out, and it was so much hard work and so worth every moment of it to gain my house back. This yard, I know probably the yard is a little different than the decluttering in the house. And probably everybody is not going to understand this. But this has been one of the biggest growth experiences of my life. As any of you with a yard know, yard work is a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work even when you don't have this huge mess that I have. With this huge mess, it brings a little bit extra work. And I have never probably worked this physically hard on something in my life. Of course, I do it in chunks of time. I usually only spend an hour at a time out here because I'm always suited up and I want to go shower real quick to make sure I don't get poison ivy again. But I have put in so much physical labor than I ever thought I would. And it's really taught me a ton about my persistence, my resilience, my determination, that maybe I wasn't even aware that I had. If you were not aware, I was a banker for over 15 years. I managed a branch at a very large retail bank until I got displaced in 2019 due to technology. I've never done any physical labor to this intensity in my life. I have no heavy equipment. I have no experience with this. And yet I get out here every single week to do this. And not only has it taught me a lot about myself, what I'm capable of, it's given me a tremendous amount of pride in the work I am doing. Again, I know not everybody will understand that. We could hire this out. I don't want to because it would be costly. I don't know how costly. Maybe $1,000, $2,000, I don't know, maybe even $3,000 to get a lawn crew out here to clean up my yard. We could do it if we wanted to. This is something I want to do for me. Not only all of those other things that I talked about, it has opened my eyes in a way that I was not aware needed to be opened about nature. I mean, you guys have been talking about birds and bugs and even learning about poison ivy. I wish I didn't get poison ivy, but you know what? I'm grateful I got poison ivy. I can empathize more with people that have had a bad reaction. Some of y'all have had way worse reactions than me. But I'm glad I found the poison ivy. I'm glad I'm the one that got the poison ivy instead of my kids getting the poison ivy or my grandkids getting the poison ivy. I'm just so grateful for all of this experience. It's taught me so much about flowers and plants. A year ago, if you would ask me to explain a hydrangea to you, I would have had no clue. So again, I know not everybody's going to get that, and I share that with you because if you've been wanting to tackle something that seems really challenging, I promise you can do it, and I promise you you're going to come out of it being a different person in a better way. All right, I got 4 bags today. It was a lot of work today. I just went back and looked at the before video that I had taken. I cannot believe how much space I have cleared from the shed over to here. It is insane. This is not a fast process. This was from a month ago. Can you see how much was covering and how close these trees were to my shed? And now look at the space that I created, coming out week after week and doing a little bit at a time. I wish it was a little faster, but I'm one person and I'm just going to keep on going until I get it to where I want it to be. I almost forgot to say, but I would love to hear whatever you are working on. Definitely feel free to share it with me in the comments. And I thought it would be fun. I told you guys I would show you my mom's garden. She has a gorgeous backyard. We are going to end this video with a little teeny tour of my mom's backyard. And I think I talked about this in the video, but this is what happens when you have a yard full of trees. I mean, I don't know how many trees I have in my backyard, 40, maybe more. The roots, they come up everywhere. So trying to get some of these little trees out, I'm running into, dang mosquito on me, big tree roots, which is making it challenging, of course, which are probably all over. So anyways, let's take a look at this again. And I got to get the chainsaw out for this because I can't break this one up without the chainsaw. But wow. So much space has been cleared. It's coming along. It's coming along slowly but surely. This area still is a little bit scary, but like I said, I thought it was just a pile of wood, but it's actually like a big bush that I gotta pull down. There's an open space, but I don't think there's anything in there. What did I want to tell you? I wanted to ask you. So I'm going to be going in and cutting down these little trees here that have grown that shouldn't be here. This one, I don't know. This one grew and shouldn't be here. I'm going to scan it on the app and see what it is. It's probably been growing since we've been moved here 12 years ago. It's a pretty big one, maybe 12 feet, maybe even taller. It's starting to get a pretty good base on it. Maybe I should leave this one. I don't know. You vote. Let me know if you think I should leave this big one. I'm going to scan it right now and see what it is. Okay, this is a white ash. My app told me there's 8 billion of them. It's one of the most common plants or common trees. I think it said it grows 66 to 82 feet tall. So I don't know. If I want to get it down, I got to get it down now before it gets too much bigger. I can handle it at this size. But let me know. Do you think I should leave this one? I thought maybe I would leave a couple that have really established themselves. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll see what you say in the comments. All right, let's get into my mom's garden. And the star of the show is her gorgeous koi pond. Look at these guys. Oh my gosh. They're so used to people. One of them will eat right from your hand. She's had this pond for years. My stepfather bought it for her years and years ago. It is just beautiful. And she's got all of her flowers planted. She's got some perennials, some annuals. You've seen my zinnias. Mine are big and tall. She prefers the smaller ones, so she has just a ton of zinnias in her yard. And now that I'm so into flower gardening, I get a ton of inspiration from her garden. This bed back here has some zinnias, and a whole bunch of dahlias are planted in here. So this is going to be big and beautiful once they bloom, which I filmed this a couple of weeks ago, and she already has a whole bunch of dahlias blooming. Thank you again so much for spending some time with me today. We're just about finished with this video. Don't forget to download June's Journey for free. The link is down in the description box. This is her lower deck, and it is completely filled with dahlias here. And like I said, they've already started blooming. By mid-August, this area is just going to be absolutely gorgeous. Hi, Big D. Yep, the fish have names. That big yellow koi, his name is Big D, and he is the one that will eat right out of your hand. Isn't this just absolutely gorgeous? I love her pond. It is a lot of maintenance. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed seeing a little tour of my mom's flower garden, her beautiful pond. She's just had some yard work done, so she's growing some grass, and this is on the side of the house. But thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I appreciate you, and I'm going to see you again next week. Bye!